lot of questions about him leaving the Clippers, legacy with him, what it would be. Has he actually helped his reputation right away here in Houston?
So far, I think so. Of course, these things ultimately won't be judged until we see what happens in the postseason. But the Clippers have fallen off the map, and Chris Paul has thrived in Houston. They have the best offense of all time up until this point, with Harden and Paul swapping the point guard duties a little bit. And the concern there with Oklahoma City was similar about ball-dominant guys, but it's sort of been the opposite result because Paul and Harden are different type of players. Yeah, they both control the ball, but Chris Paul is about the most prototypical throwback floor general we've seen play in a long, long time, while Harden's looking to get his first and is creating off of the penetration that he provides. So both of these guys using D'Antoni's system with all the extra possessions, Houston is humming right now, and it feels fun because it feels like there's a legitimate threat to Golden State, and we might, for the first time in a while, not have a sure thing with a Cleveland and Golden State rematch in the finals.
What's been a big deal here, and make no question, Paul and Harden are on the court quite a bit together, but Paul plays a lot against other teams' second units, which is boosting his stat line. He's averaging 17 and 9 over this winning streak. This is something that Oklahoma City may want to take notice of and say, hey, let me split up my guys, split up that big three a little bit, play one of them, play Melo or George maybe against the second unit, get the scoring there so they're not fighting for their shots against Westbrook. Paul and Harden have managed to do that. Paul's getting his shots against the second unit. He's dishing. He's facilitating with Harden on the floor. And it's obviously been a big success. They're starting to get to that point now where you're thinking, can this team challenge Golden State down the stretch?
And aside from just play on the court, let's take into account personality a little bit here. Chris Paul is fiery. So he brings a little bit of a different type of motivation to the team than we've seen from Harden. Not a knock on Harden. That's just not who he is. And at the same time, the competitiveness on the defensive end from Chris Paul. Houston, I believe, is 6th right now in defensive efficiency. That D'Antoni team is always known as being great at offense, not so great at defense. And the rule of thumb in recent NBA years is you got to be in the top third in both offense and defense. Right now, Houston number 1 at offense and still near the top in defense.
Let me ask you about leadership with him, because obviously Paul is a leader. It comes with the position. He's a point guard. He's fiery. He is a vocal leader. He's a leader on the court. When you look at OKC, are any of those three the actual leader? Carmelo has never been much of a vocal leader. It doesn't seem like Paul George has been that guy either. Are they missing that when you compare the two teams, you think?
Yeah, I think they are missing that. I mean, Carmelo Anthony has never been the lead vocally or maybe even by example guy. Paul George, same thing. He doesn't have that kind of personality, and Westbrook's personality is to dominate everything, which doesn't help the other guys grow. So I think you're right on that assessment that they don't have the guy who's going to say, all right, everybody, let's get this together, and that's why you put the onus on Billy Donovan.